Good morning, kids. Now, before we actually get into today's video, I would like to tell you all that, as you have probably noticed, yes, I did get a haircut. And you know, for like another 2 weeks, my hair is gonna look a little strange in recording since I pre-record videos. But anyway, today we're checking out a brand new video from Dead Meat on the 1998 movie Urban Legend. Let's hop into this kill count and see how many people join the myth.
Welcome to the Kill Count,
Hey,
where we
James.
tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're
Welcome
looking
back.
at Urban Legend, released in 1998. Urban Legend is a whodunit slasher hurried into production after Scream's massive success. Just
Whodunit
like Scream,
was
it
not
features
me.
a cast of sexy, well-known young actors playing snarky characters who all get killed. The hook of this
Classic.
movie is that those kills are done in ways that evoke urban legends. It's a great premise, although I do
Ooh.
wonder if the urban legends referenced are less familiar now than they were a quarter century ago. Do kids still tell each other the
25
Pop
years?
Rocks and Soda thing? Does anyone still say Bloody Mary in the mirror?
Bloody Mary.
I can tell
Are
you
people
no
still
to the
warned
Bloody
against
Mary, but
flashing
yes
their
to the
headlights
Pop
because of
Rocks.
possible gang initiations? Or worry about calls coming from inside the house? I don't know, but I do know that this movie's a good time. A big part of its success is first-time director Jamie Blanks. He'd follow this up with Valentine, which I've already covered on the show. Back
Oh,
in
yeah.
98, the 26-year-old Australian Blanks was trying to get work off his buzzy student film Silent Number. His manager had tried to get him Scream, but he couldn't beat out Wes Craven. He nearly
Damn.
got I Know
Oh,
What
well.
You Did Last Summer by making a fake trailer for it, but again, the job went to someone else. His trailer
Damn.
impressed that movie's producer, Neil H. Moritz, though, who was also producing Urban Legend. Moritz hired Blanks to direct, a great decision based on how production went.
That's
Hell
how I wish
yeah.
every film experience was, to be honest.
Blanks is a huge horror fan, and that love for the genre came through on set and in the film. Urban Legend is fun and easy to watch, with a great cast and suspenseful scenes, and lots of crane shots. Boy, does he love his crane shots. I'm pretty sure they
Damn,
said
that
at
is a
one
lot of
point for an
crane
extra
shots.
high shot, they had a crane on top of another crane. That's awesome. I can't stress enough how highly this
It's crane on craneception.
cast and crew spoke of Blanks, a huge compliment for his first film.
He was so good at hiding that. I thought he directed like 10 or 12 movies before he directed that movie.
While the direction is great, I don't think the script's quite as craftful as Scream's, which it'll always be compared to as a contemporary. Urban Legend has
yeah.
more forced contrivances to make characters seem suspicious, and a lot of the well-constructed scenes of tension ultimately don't go
Okay, now hold on. About that scene we just saw, hold on.
always be compared to vicious and contemporary. Urban Legend
This
has
scene. Who wears
more forced contrivances.
what kind of person do you have to be to wear a jacket in a pool? I'm like, anyone can tell you, an area around a pool is going to be very humid and hot because of the water from the big-ass pool. So wearing a jacket is going to seem so off. Yeah, you're going to be mistaken as a killer. Why the hell would you wear a jacket by a pool?
to make characters seem suspicious, and a lot of the well-constructed scenes of tension ultimately don't go anywhere. It's fine for mood, but I like my scares to also help move the story forward. I only need one scene of Sidney getting attacked in the bathroom, you know? Still, this Snope slasher is teeming with horror legends, and After I Know What You Did Last Summer is an easy silver medalist in the Scream knockoff Olympics. That's not a bad place
Ooh,
to be,
silver
and
medal.
for genre fans of a certain age, this is positively a classic. Although, now that I think about it, it is missing my favorite urban legend. The tale of Donnie the Double Dipper, who used the same hair trimmer down below as up above.
Oh, that is just
Luckily,
disgusting.
we can bury that urban legend in the past with today's
And
spot.
lucky, you guys will be able to skip that now. And we're back.
These kills are actually legendary, and get to them.
Let's hop to the numbers. Well, we
The
gotta
movie
see the
begins
numbers
raining
first.
title cards. Hallelujah.
Title card.
Michelle Mancini, named after Chucky creator Don, doesn't think she's driving distractedly enough, so she throws on some
Dude.
bow tie and sings along old school style.
Every now and then I get a little bit terrified.
I see the fucking look in your eye. She notices she's running
Eh?
out of gas, so she breaks out the Washingtons, because it's only $1.14. Holy 1998. She pulls
Oh.
over at Ye Harbinger Petrol, where the attendant
Oh, and that wasn't just 1998. That was literally just 3 years ago for us Americans. Damn.
is played by voice of Chucky and all-around genre legend Brad Dourif. He
Oh,
has a
that's
stutter,
kick-ass.
though, making this Mancini distrustful of him.
Freak show.
Well, now I can't wait for you to die. He sees something in
Asshole.
her car, but his stutter prevents him from spitting it out before she's freaked and flying down the road.
Back, seat.
that someone rises up with an axe in their hand and uses it to cause a head-off collision in the front seat.
Damn.
Jamie Blanks was an unproven director. In fact, the first day of shooting...
By the way, that's actually kind of cool. I mean, in Chucky, Brad Dourif is known as Chucky, the serial killer. In Hill, he was just a stuttering good guy that was like, look out! But hey, no, what you gonna do? Off goes your head.
Was his first day ever on a feature film set. He knew he had to impress the producers and studio right off the bat, so he broke out every rain machine available and a camera crew
Damn.
for some beautiful shots. This opening works great as a short horror film, an excellent similarity to share with its forebearer Scream. Helps that it has Brad Dourif, who humored horror fan Blanks by doing the Chucky chant on set.
Are they doing, Dembella?
How they do it, Bella?
Give me the power, I beg of you!
Back at Pendleton University, final girl Natalie Simon is hanging out with her friends, who you know are gonna be cool and sexy and snarky and eventually dead. Natalie's played by Alicia Witt,
Who's
been
gonna
a
die
child
first?
actor
Is
for
the
David
black
Lynch
guy?
in Dune and Twin Peaks. Her bestie is recent transfer student.
That ain't racist, it's literally the horror movie stereotype. Black guy always dies first. And it's always a black guy. Hey, the black girl always dies like third or fourth.
Brenda Bates, who's
Sometimes
crushing
fifth.
hard on college newspaper journalist Paul Gardner.
He is such a babe.
Paul's played by Jared Leto, long before the rumors of rat gifts and cults in Croatia. He was already
What?
a bit of a joker, though.
Jared has this, he just loves scaring the girls.
Jared crept up behind me, and all of a sudden he let out this horrible scream and grabbed me around the neck.
He was a big get for the cast, already well known for My So-Called Life. But 4 years
Oh.
later, in an IGN interview, he'd steadfastly deny being in or even ever hearing of Urban Legend. A fucking weirdo. Natalie's
Huh.
friend Sasha Thomas is played by Tara Reid
Wonder what
a year
happened.
before she'd be much better known from American Pie. Though she had done commercials, her only film prior to this was The Big Lebowski. Sasha
Oh,
hosts
that's
a
cool.
Cosmo-informed sex radio show called Under the Covers. It airs on that new station, K Fellatio.
Fellatio.
Michelle had been listening to
Okay.
it before she died when a caller alluded to an urban legend about birth control and baby aspirin. Sasha's boyfriend is Parker Riley, played by Michael Rosenbaum, and all these kids love
Whoa,
telling
wait, hold on.
Sasha's boyfriend is Parker Riley, played by Michael
Look, he's got a leg lamp from the Christmas Story. Yeah, I saw it just for a second. I was like, wait, hold on, look. Ha! I wonder how many other people missed that watching this video. Leg lamp.
Rosenbaum, and all these kids love telling urban legends as much as the Scream crowd loves watching horror films. That's why they're all enrolled in Urban Legends 101, taught by Professor Wexler, played by the always enjoyable man of your dreams, Robert Englund. Wexler's here
Oh,
to explain
shit,
to
it's
everyone
Freddy.
what an urban legend is exactly.
Damn, they got Chucky and Freddy in this movie. Hell, we're gonna have Jason as a janitor or groundskeeper. I mean, there seems to be a lot of horror icons before the horror icons here. Or all the horror icons. I don't know.
Contemporary folklore passed on as a true story.
He's teaching the legend of, wait, what? Casey Becker? Nope, wrong movie. It's the urban legend about a babysitter who gets calls from inside the house, while the Scream crew would shout out, Black Christmas! Or, When a Stranger Calls! The students here make no such movie references. Brenda believes it happened for real, and is equally gullible when Wexler offers her Pop Rocks and soda.
Your stomach and your intestines, everything first.
Parker's buddy, the
God,
bleached
you're an
clown
idiot.
Damon Brooks, volunteers to test the myth for the class. After guzzling down all that sugar, he takes a stumble down the steps, but his convulsions are just an epic prank, bro. Hope
But did you see? He spit in his eye. That's gonna hurt. I mean, even with the eye closed, there's gonna be
Damon's played by
lingering
Joshua
drops.
Jackson, who had just had a small role in Scream 2 the year prior. Same goes
Oh,
for
that's kinda
Brenda's
cool.
actor Rebecca Gayheart, who was one of the low-key MVP sorority sisters. Meanwhile, Pendleton is played by the University of Toronto. It gives the movie a nice spooky setting with all
Canada?
the gothic architecture. The university was excited to have a movie filmed there and pretty much gave production free reign.
It's kind of crazy to think how much freedom we have.
It seems like that was the case for everything when it came to making this movie.
With Urban Legend, just everything went easy.
Phoenix Pictures was a relatively new studio and gave a lot of freedom to the movie's
Damn.
crew, despite many of them being first-time filmmakers like producer Gina Matthews and 24-year-old screenwriter Silvio Horta. Horta would later
That's
go
kinda
on
cool.
to create and showrun Ugly Betty, but sadly died in 2020.
Oh,
Rest in peace.
damn it.
Paul writes an article
Damn you,
about Michelle
2020.
Mancini's total eclipse of the head, pissing off Dean Adams and security officer Reese. News of the death upsets the students too, like Damon.
I don't miss her too, 'cause that girl gave great head.
Smack him. Smack him. Upside the head. Smack.
Leave her alone! What? Live her! Live! It was a joke. Natalie
I don't
is
get it.
truly upset about it, though, since she and Michelle used to be cheerleading friends in high school. She doesn't tell her friends that she knew the dead chick, but Damon sees her tears and somehow deciphers, hey, she's sad. He pretends to be a nice guy as he drives her into the woods to talk, where we get a meta nod to Jackson's role in Dawson's Creek. Then he tries to deflect Natalie's trauma into getting his dick wet. She punches him, he calls her a bitch, and it's about then he decides to go pee, which is kind of the opposite of getting your dick wet. While draining the lizard, he's accosted from behind. Pretty soon Natalie runs into his parka-clad attacker. She locks them out and starts the car as a rope is tied around the trailer hitch. When she tries to drive, she hears squeaking on the roof. And it ain't cause Damon's installing a moonroof in his shaggin' wagon. Turns out he's being hanged with the rope that's attached to the car. As the car moves forward, he's pulled up higher. It's a reference to an urban legend, of course. Damon is killed when Natalie keeps trying to drive away, and his body ends up crashing through the windshield. The stunts in this movie
Wait. So the car was going forward, he was going up. So how does he get launched into the front windshield? That doesn't make sense. I mean, maybe if he had like seen him in the middle and tried to back up, and then maybe like the rope was tangled or something, and then it like snapped or broke, and then he fell on the front windshield, that would make sense. But car goes forward, guy goes up, guy gets launched forward into the front windshield. I mean, it was the first movie, so there's probably gonna be a few errors like that. But I mean, come on, I can't be the only one that sees that.
Headed by coordinator Matt Berman. For Damon's death, they used a techno crane to follow Jackson as he was yanked up with a harness and cables. They had to do a whole bunch of shots a whole bunch of times.
I don't know why I laughed. Oh, hold on, folks. We'll be right back. And we're back.
Like he had a good time doing it. Natalie goes to campus security officer Reese for help, interrupting her special time for coffee and contemplation. I love how all these students seem to know Reese on a first-name basis.
Reese, I saw his body.
Thank you, Reese.
Reese is played by Loretta Devine, who turns out was overqualified for the part. And I'm not even talking about her starring role in Dreamgirls on Broadway. Devine was a dormitory director at Brandeis University in the 1970s.
I had some insight naturally on what it was like to run a facility, to check on the young people that are around you, and just how goofy and how some of the dumb stuff they do.
With Damon's body missing, Natalie has no proof for the faculty or her friends. Parker assures her Damon just totaled his car as a harmless prank.
Don't you guys get it? Come on, it's just like that urban legend.
Natalie realizes Michelle Mancini also died in urban legend style, so she starts to put this movie's premise together.
It's like someone out there is taking all these stories and making them reality.
Natalie's on edge, and it doesn't help that her Castle Dracula dormitory has got a creepy janitor slinking around. Also doesn't help that her vampire roommate Tosh is always angrily smoking and angrily banging dudes in their room.
Shut off the fucking light!
Whoa!
Why even have a fucking light at all? These are two more horror bits, with the janitor played by Julian Richings of Cube fame. He'd go on to originate Three Finger in The First Wrong Turn. Tosh is played by Danielle Harris.
Oh, look at that! They got the Cannibal Hillbillies in this movie as well. God dang! And seriously, where's Jason? We gonna have Michael somewhere as well? Oh, we got a lot of horror icons.
Of course, kid and adult actor in various Halloweens, and a pretty good pumpkin carver. Tosh is so
And there it is. That was Michael.
goth, she spends all her time on goth4goth.com. Not even shitty 56K can keep her from making clip art connections. She starts I-Emming with someone who says they're real close by. In fact, the instant messages are coming from inside the room. When Natalie gets home, she hears a bunch of moaning, but assumes Tosh is getting .0'd. She doesn't bother turning the lights back on before she goes to sleep. It's not until morning that she learns Tosh was being murdered, and ain't no web redemption gonna bring her back. Danielle Harris, who had been real-life college roommates with Tara Reid, had to shoot her death scene with a dislocated knee.
Because my plexiglass literally fell in a pothole crossing the street.
In reference to an urban legend about leaving the lights off during a murder, the killer leaves a taunting message for Natalie on the wall. Mean thing to do, but not half as mean as the shit their classmates say about Tosh.
Better check her pulse. She's looked like that for years.
Damn, that bathroom chick from Scream's got competition for cattiest character. Dean Adams and Reese still don't believe Natalie that there's a murderer. They blame Tasha's death on suicide since she was taking lithium, and assume that Damon's off on a trip with friends for the weekend.
It's the weekend. It's
Probably
Weekend.
Come from some motel with a girl.
Weekend. Why are you saying it like that?
Farm animal, whatever.
Natalie teams up with Paul and tells him her urban legend serial killer theory.
The idea of an urban legend serial killer.
A killer doing the legends.
Could never
There you
carry
go.
a horror franchise. But Natalie points out that these murders are coinciding with the 25th anniversary of the Stanley Hall Massacre, Pendleton's own urban legend involving the giant abandoned dorm in the middle of campus. As we learned from Parker earlier, the legend goes that a professor went mad and became a door-to-door stabsman. Paul's skeptical that the Stanley Hall
Stabsman.
Massacre
That's
even
actually a little
happened,
funny.
but still agrees to snoop around with Natalie. While hunting for clues, they talk to the joyless janitor.
How long you been working here?
Too damn long.
You know anything about Stanley Hall?
He'd rather have a beer. The creepy custodian gives them Wexler's name, so they head to his office and promptly break inside. Doesn't take too much trifling to find a parka hanging up in a hidden room, the contents of which include a murder axe. They're caught by Wexler and taken to the dean.
If you looked at the axe, though, that was only a single bladed axe. Like, hold on. Damn
The
it, hold
contents
on.
of which include a murder axe.
Okay, you see, that's only a single bladed axe. From what we saw, the killer had used on the first girl a two-headed axe, or two-bladed axe. So this is not that axe. It's only got the one blade. The other, the one the killer had another blade, but this doesn't.
They're caught by Wexler and taken to the dean, who gets Paul fired from the newspaper. Wexler says the axe is just a prop he uses in class, and the parka? I don't know, I guess everyone on campus has got one of those, including a random swimmer chick who Natalie thinks is going to kill Brenda. Really? You two see a woman breaking a window with a chair, and that's your reaction? Natalie admits to Brenda
hell?
that she went to high school with Michelle Mancini, but says they stopped talking after an incident that happened in a Dutch-angled, bleach-bypassed flashback. They were pretending to do the high beam gang initiation urban legend.
So she turned the headlights off and waited for the first car to pass by and flash us.
Michelle got a little too committed to the bit and ran the driver off the road, killing him instantly. Remember, kids, urban legends, not even once. Brenda
Nice
says she
going,
wants to cheer
a-hole.
Natalie up by taking her to a frat party held in commemoration of the Stanley Hall Massacre. All right, let's go! Dean Adams is leaving for the weekend, doing his due diligence to avoid becoming another urban legend victim. But he fails to check under the car, so he winds up with his Achilles tendon sliced apart. It wasn't the hostile undead baby holding that knife. It was the Thing from the Thing poster, who now lets gravity finish the job. In a memorable kill, the Dean tries to crawl
just
out of the
impressive.
parking lot, but gets run over and impressed upon the wrong way spikes.
Oh.
Not even tenure can save you from severe everything damage. For this kill, production used a strip of rubber spikes with a few missing so the actor could lie between them. The late John Neville, best known as the titular role in The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, had to actually lie
didn't
down
know
on the
that.
pavement as a raised Mercedes drove over him. They had to shoot it a bunch of times, and by the end, the 73-year-old actor was sick of being tread on.
He was a pro. He got the scenes done, and as soon as he's finished, peace out, I'm out. He used more colorful language than that.
Go fuck yourselves.
At the Massacre Anniversary frat party, we get more legends sprinkled in, like the one about the Scream and Love roller coaster.
That scream? That's an actual cry for help by a girl being murdered.
Thanks, random guy with 4 lines. Why don't you go put on Wizard of Oz and point out the munchkin that hangs himself? It's just a crane, people! Parker's one of these sorority boys and hazes his dog Hootie by making him drink from a beer bong. Hey, don't get any ideas. Paul shows up to tell Natalie he's learned some things. The Stanley Hall Massacre was real, and its sole survivor was a future Professor Knife-Hands. Happy to be alive!
Oh.
Paul thinks Wexler has gone crazy and is responsible for the recent murders. He apologizes for doubting Natalie, which leads to a face grab and a kiss. That's when Brenda
Now,
walks
this
in
is-
with the only beer mugs ever used at frat parties. She storms off, mad that
Good-looking
she doesn't
steins.
get to be Paul's Harley Quinn. There, Brenda. It's okay. That dude is really weird. Pup abuser Parker gets a phone call from the killer using a fake voice.
You're gonna die tonight.
But the faux face ain't calling to talk about scary movies. They're staying on brand and referencing urban legends.
This is the one about the old lady who dries her wet dog in the microwave.
In a brutal moment
Oh,
for this
damn.
otherwise mostly fun film, Parker discovers the carcass of his drunk dog in the microwave.
Oh.
Christ, that's ruthless even
Dude.
by dog murder standards. As he's vomiting up his disgust at someone out abusing his dog, Parker's attacked and force-fed Pop Rocks. But we already know that's just a... Oh, the killer makes it lethal by swapping out the soda for fucking Drano. When they're done,
That's
Parker's
deadly.
insides are the cleanest thing left in this bathroom. Across campus, Reese interrupts the janitor's lurking break to poke poke around Wexler's office. She discovers it looking like
I mean, I think we can agree on something in horror movies. Kill the dumbass teenagers or adults. Leave the animals alone. Like, maybe scare them out of the movie, but don't kill the animals. Why is that, like, not a common agreed rule? Well, like, you didn't have to kill the dog. God dang.
Nightmare with his teaching axe
I don't get it.
and enough blood on the floor to do a Three Stooges routine. Back at the party, Natalie listens to Sasha's show on the radio. Sasha had been there earlier, but left in the rain sounded like Carolyn Weiger during a challenge. The party must be close to the broadcasting station, because the killer is already there, murdering Sasha's technician in the blurry background. We saw that guy earlier, but I don't think he had any lines, just a chuckle as Sasha filleted her microphone. The killer then begins chasing Sasha with their axe, and her screams are broadcast across the airwaves. Thankfully, not James Gunn is back to say that the screams are just some kind of performance art.
She's good. I got chills.
Natalie ain't buying it, so she rushes over to the station as Sasha goes through a pretty great chase scene. I love
if you look at the axe the killer is using, it's a two-headed axe.
Parka and looking up through the frosted glass floors. The best part of the chase is on this staircase that reminds me of East Hall at U of M. Tara Reid did all her own stunts in this sequence, including one with a real axe that nearly hit her in the face.
See?
She also hung from a high-up staircase on
The one in the room
After
was
every
only
shot,
one-headed.
They'd call cut and push this high scaffolding beneath her for safety. Natalie arrives just in time to see Sasha get cornered by the Patagonia pursuer.
I don't want to die.
Too bad! Sasha is killed with 3 vicious axe swipes from the killer as Natalie looks on helplessly. At least she gets a twinkle fingers wave.
Oh boy, hold on folks, we'll be right back. And we're back.
Natalie finds Paul, who's looking damp, with suspicion. Doesn't help that he's always touching her face, that guy. She stifles her fears for now, and the two run into Brenda out in the rain, as Reese stumbles upon Sasha's body and confirms that there's a killer afoot. Or a hand? The soggy love triangle, stops at a remote gas station, and while Paul checks on the taquito situation, the ladies hear a little ringtone coming from the back. Ah, shit, yeah, that one's a banger. Perfect for synchronized getting out of the car. They open the trunk to find a hacked-up Professor Wexler. Wow, great trunk space on that ride.
So it's not
Finally
him.
Noticing that Paul is played by Jared Leto, Natalie and Brenda run for their lives. They get split up when Brenda falls behind, so Natalie is alone when she gets to a road and calls for an Uber the prehistoric way.
Wait,
Turns
why
out the
didn't you
creepy
just take the
janitor's
call?
got a side hustle, and his rideshare amenities include a fur-lined coat in case of cold. It is ridiculous how everyone's got this coat in their possession, especially when it doesn't seem like it's cold outside.
Yeah.
Urban Legend was supposed to take place in winter, but they changed it to avoid dealing with snow. The killer's fashion statement is a remainder from that early idea. As Natalie tries to jump out of a moving vehicle, the janitor sees a gang member in a Wagoneer. He flashes his lights, just like in the Urban Legend, and before you know it, they've got a coated competitor in this dangerous car race. The killer rams the truck off the side of the road, and while Natalie's fine, the janitor dies just like he lived,
and
off-puttingly and mostly unnoticed. The completely unscratched Natalie runs all the way back to Murder Hall, where she hears Brenda screaming from inside. With no time to wait for reinforcements, she heads inside to save her friend on her own. She breaks into the abandoned Raternity and follows Brenda's voice to door number 1. Oh god, are those suds from the Drano in his guts? Or has the killer been bathing his corpse? Regardless, not good. Things go from bad to slightly better when she realizes Dean Adams is dead. And then way worse when she opens a closet to find out the Cenobites are in town. Damon's dead body is blocking such sights to show her, like Brenda killed in ritual sacrifice to Yankee Candle. She looks a lot like Annie's body splayed out in Halloween. As for the candles, director of photography James Chrysanthus said he was directly inspired by the 1983 Gregory Nava film El Norte. Too bad this is a crypt of lies. Cool. After a Mikey My My sit-up, Brenda's fist says psych. Yep, Brenda's the killer. A fact that was hidden in the Pendleton crest made by the late production designer Charles Breen. In Latin, it says the best friend did it. This is when urban legend kicks it up a notch, since Rebecca Gayheart gets to wild out.
I'm sorry, but I can't understand a thing you're saying, doll.
I fucking love it. Although at the risk of sounding like a broken record, it's definitely Scream inspired. Hell, she even cribs one of Billy's line deliveries.
Why?
Why?
What?
Do
Can't say she
explain
doesn't
why.
put her own unique stank on it though.
Lucky for you, Miss Thing.
Rebecca Gayheart fought through multiple rounds of screen tests and auditions for this role. To make her a less obvious suspect, production tamed her naturally curly locks until the reveal.
There's a lot of talk about my hair being curly or straight, and did my curly hair give it away?
Yeah, everyone knows curly hair is a sure sign of a serial killer. How many bodies are you hiding, Al? Brenda reveals her motive in the most horrifying way possible. A slideshow. Turns out the guy Michelle and Natalie accidentally killed was Brenda's high school sweetheart.
You know, David and I were going to get married that summer, right after graduation.
Yeah, that was
So you killed your
Since
boyfriend.
her boyfriend was killed via urban legend, Brenda's been killing people the same way. She's got something special in store for Natalie.
Just my favorite UL.
Stop trying to make UL happen, Brenda. For her piece de final kill, Brenda's going to cut out Natalie's kidney, like in the legend where a person wakes up in an ice bath. That is, if she can find the kidney.
That's just a black
Although I guess
market
it doesn't
thing.
really matter.
First organ I see, I'm just gonna grab it.
She starts poking around when Reese makes her heroic entrance. The C-section is aborted, but Brenda still swipes at Reese with a knife and shoots her in the side with her own gun. Brenda settles on killing Natalie with a boring gunshot, but she's interrupted again, this time by a slow clapping Paul.
Very well done.
Shut up, Paul. He tries to use Brenda's love for him to say he's on her side, but she doesn't fall for it.
Not that fucking cute.
While she's eeny-meeny-minying her next kill, Reese mows her down with a gunshot from the floor. Natalie then grabs the gun
2 guns.
as the final honors herself, shooting Brenda out a window where she falls in a prom night sort of way. I love the little moment of honesty from Nat here.
You alright?
No.
They call for medical
no
help
shit,
for
she's
Reese
not
and take
alright.
off in the rain to get meta with the ending.
So if this is an urban legend, at what point do we get to the twist?
Right about now, motherfucker! Brenda's back to her axe-swinging ways, but Paul slams
She's
the
not
brakes
dead,
and sends her
frickin'
flying out the
false.
windshield, over a bridge and down into the water, in a terror train sort of way. They watch
Oh,
as
okay.
Brenda's body floats on. Alright. Huge props to Rebecca Gayheart's stunt double, Shelley Cook, who had to fly through a windshield and do this fall off an actual bridge.
Ow.
She also had to dive through a boarded-up window in the Stanley Hall scene and take another fall when they cut to the action outside the building. Cook continues to
I mean, that
work
is
in stunts,
impressive.
often as a coordinator, and was involved in Saws 5 through Spiral. Paul and Natalie share a
Ooh.
wet embrace
Okay.
that dissolves into a scene in the nearby future. We're at a new college where everyone's dressed like they wandered off the set of a Smash Mouth video. This new group of kids is also weirdly obsessed with urban legends, which now include Brenda's Pendleton murders.
And Brenda's a girl in that Noxzema commercial.
Oh, well, actually, yes, that is correct. The movie ends with an expert telling them to get their facts straight.
Okay, listen up, guys. Because this is how the story really goes.
Legends can be
And
fun and
poof.
all, but I'm more interested in cold, hard numbers. So let's get to them, right after I disprove a popular UL.
What does UL even mean? Oh, urban legends. Son of a... Sorry, Fox wasn't thinking. I should've. I mean, the only thing Pop Rocks and soda do is just fizz faster.
10
They
people
don't
died in urban
explode.
legend. 7 were men and 3 were
Oh
women.
my god, look! They have Robert Englund's character dressed up like Freddy.
Giving us a chili blue pie chart.
Robert Englund, is that the right name? I hope so.
Brr. Hey,
I don't
pie
wanna
chart,
insult
better
the
put a
guy.
park on. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, that's
I was
cool.
surprised to learn we've only seen this count and gender breakdown 4 times before on this show. I thought it'd be more. With a runtime of 100 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 10 minutes.
Every 10 minutes,
I'll
exactly.
give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to Dean Adams. It's a great way to use something we're all at least a little scared of in real life. Intrusive thoughts telling me to shift into reverse.
Oh.
Del Machete for lamest kill goes to Sasha's sound engineer. Poor guy spent his Friday night devoted to campus media, and this is how he gets repaid? And that's it.
Damn
Urban
it.
Legend came out in 1998 and made a higher profit for Phoenix Pictures than any other movie they had made at that point. It ensured a
Nice.
sequel would be made, and I'll look at that next week. Until
Can't wait
then,
to
I'm
see
James A.
James.
Janice. This has been The Kill.
Damn!
Thanks a lot for watching this kill count.
Well, folks, that's going to be the end of today's episode. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original video will be in the description below. So, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I'll see all of you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.